Hi everybody. Let's see who's going to log on today. I hope the light's okay. I was trying to adjust it and get everything worked out. It looks like we're here. Okay, so hi everybody. We're close to the second week in January. And make sure if you guys can hear me okay, make sure you put a thumbs up if you can hear me okay. And we're all trying to kill a few kilos and that we've gained over the holiday, right? It's a holiday thing. Eric, give me a thumbs up if you can hear me okay. I want to make sure the microphone's working okay. Hey, Lacey. And we're all trying to get back on track and get back into the swing of things, right? Oh, hi, Lacey. That means you can hear me. Great. So if you had a bad first 2 weeks in January, don't fret. Let's just get back up and let's just start again. And if you had a great few weeks in January, first 2 weeks in January, then I salute you for taking your health back into your own hands and being a boss. So Lacey, have you tried some intermittent fasting, or have you tried some ketogenic lifestyle in the last couple of weeks, or have been trying? Let us know. Sylvana Clark, we're getting into it today. Today's topic's about intermittent fasting. And hey Sarita, last week we spoke about a ketogenic diet, and this is the month of ketogenic lifestyle. January is all about keto, right? Carla, ketogenic and January, same thing. Lisa. But today we're going to dive more into something called intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is all the rage, and I want you guys to really understand what this means, right? And I want to also talk about the best foods to break your fast. So when you are doing your intermittent fasting, what are the best foods that you should eat to break that fast? Dustin, thanks for joining. If you guys want to chime in at any time, Chris, if you have any questions, ask me here. I'll try to get to them right away. If don't get to them here on the video, I'll definitely answer them in the comment section after the video is finished. Rachel. Lacey says that she's really tried to keep the carbs down and proteins up. Good girl. Good job. That's what we're all trying to do right now. And don't forget, when we talk about carbohydrates, we're talking about the bad kind of carbohydrates you want to get out of your diet, not the good type of carbohydrates, which are naturally occurring carbohydrates, like your vegetables and like your fruits. Your bad carbs are the refined, processed carbohydrates, like your bread and your flours and your sugar. Okay, so I'm going to introduce myself quickly. My name is Sheri Burke. I'm registered holistic nutritionist, and you probably know me as your surgery coordinator facilitator. I specialize in bariatrics and specialize in bariatric nutrition, right, Cheryl? Okay, that's who I am, and the two things go hand in hand, right? So the surgery goes hand in hand with the facilitation and the nutrition, right? Because let's face it, right, Jesse? You have your surgery, and then that's your tool. But we have a whole lifetime that we have to know how to use that tool. It's a whole lifetime of learning about food that just needs to be done. Hey, Jesse. So this is why I do these videos, right? I think it's important to get, the more education we have, the better off we are. And also nutritional science is giving us new information every day, so we need to stay on top of things and to continue learning. So as promised, hi Lulu, as promised last week in my Facebook video, the month of January is all about keto lifestyle and for post-weight loss surgery clients. And a very popular theme in the ketogenic community is intermittent fasting. Desiree, hi. I feel that we need to discuss intermittent fasting and get into the details of why it's being promoted and for who it's being promoted for. I think that's also important. Michelle, thanks for joining. The science is telling us more and more, gaining more and more momentum about intermittent fasting. So the question we're going to ask today and answer today is, can people who had weight loss surgery add this important tool of intermittent fasting to their toolbox of things that they can do? And do they have to go about it in a different way? Or can they do it the same way that the regular people do intermittent fasting? Cindy, hey. I have a twin sister named Cindy. Hey, Cindy. So personally, I use intermittent fasting. I believe that we're all biochemical individuals, and it works for me doesn't necessarily work for the next person. It's super personal journey, and if you don't think the intermittent fasting is for you, then don't do it. And if you'd like to try it, then wonderful. It could be great for you, and it doesn't work so great for you. So it's totally up to you and your biochemical individual. We have to remember also that sitting here today on this video, and people are going to watch this video in the future, and people aren't watching this video. Our clients are everywhere in their journey. They're not just 4 months post-operative. They're not just 6 months or a year, or some of them are 15 years and 20 years post-surgery. It means everybody is in a different cycle, in a different stage. Not everyone's at the beginning of their journey. Guys, tell me in the comments, how much are you post-surgery right now? Are you 6 months, a year? How far along are you? Victor from Mexico. Hey, Sandra, there you are. Great to see you. Sandra, put in the comments, how far along are you now? How many years post-surgery are you right now? Let us know. We all have different needs. We require different tools to help us maintain weight and not regain weight. We're not all at the beginning of the journey. This type of education empowers us. Sarita, 2 months. Cindy's 2 days. 2 days, Cindy. right. 2 days post-surgery. Yeah, I know. Who else is out there? So this kind of education is going to empower us. So we're going to dive deeper now into intermittent fasting and see if it's something that you might like to try. So how does it work, right? What's intermittent fasting? It's a way of eating where we're going to add some restrictions of time into our daily eating times. Desiree, 2 years. Cheryl, 6 years. Wow, Cheryl, time flies. I can't believe you're 6 years. Desiree, 5 years. We're getting old, gals. Holy smokes. I remember, it feels like you went to surgery yesterday, Desiree and Cheryl. Okay, what we're doing is taking restrictions. We're doing an eating window and a fasting window, right? IF is the short term for intermittent fasting. Michelle Smith is 3 months post-surgery. So the most popular way to use intermittent fasting window is to use a 16-8 window. It means we're going to fast for 16 hours and we're going to feed for 8 hours. So 16 hours a day, we're drinking lots of fluids and lots of herbal teas and lots of beverages that don't have any sugar in it. Jessica says, pre-surgery, getting ahead of the curve and learning to be ready. Great, this is great education, Jessie, getting ready for it. Thumbs up. Okay, and our feeding window is going to be an 8-hour feeding window. So you can do that feeding window. Personally, I like doing 12 till 8, right? Doesn't mean I'm going to feed the whole 8 hours. It means I'm going to choose my meals wisely. I'm going to have a good ketogenic or a low-carb meal to break my fast. I'm going to talk about that more at the end of the video. And we're going to have 2 to 3 small meals or 2 meals and a snack. That would be the best way to use our feeding window. There's other types of intermittent fasting, for example, 24, so 20 hours of fasting and 4 hours of feeding, or 18 hours of fasting and 6 hours of feeding. And some people do 1 meal a day. It's called OMAD, O-M-A-D, if you see that expression, 1 meal a day. You can try any of these fasts, but I find the easiest way to go about it is to start out slow, start doing 12 hours, and then you can do 12 hours eating, and then you can slowly push that up until you get to 16-8. See how 16-8 feels, experiment for a while, add an hour, subtract an hour, see what works for you. Once again, it's personal. What works for me doesn't necessarily work for you, and what works for you doesn't necessarily work for your best friend. Sarita says she eats 2 meals, 2 bites each meal, and the struggle is real. Sarita, you're like you're just a few months post-surgery. And so it's going to be very different for you than for somebody like Desiree or like Cheryl, who are 5 and 6 years post-surgery. It's a completely different experience. So it's not time for you to intermittent fasting, but take this tool, Sarita, and put it in your toolbox so you'll have it when you do need it. Hi, Amanda. Thanks for joining. Okay. So you can skip breakfast, for example. You don't need to do intermittent fasting the same every day. So one day, for example, today I could skip breakfast, and tomorrow I could have breakfast and decide to skip dinner. It's up to you. You can mix it, and that's the beauty of intermittent fasting, right? It's so open to how you would like to see, how you feel that it works best for you. That's why I really like it. So bariatric clients, Sarita, this is for you. Bariatric clients who had surgery a year or more earlier can try intermittent fast. I don't want them to try intermittent fasting. I don't think it's a good idea. I think that you need to focus on getting your nutrients and your calories. When you get after a year and when you find yourself stalling and you're not losing weight anymore, that's a good time to add some intermittent fasting into your lifestyle. Also, if you don't have a really good diet right now, try to improve your diet before you jump into an intermittent fast. you want to be sure that you're not experiencing any kinds of nutritional deficiencies before doing an intermittent fast routine. You want to, and also when you're in your intermittent fast, you want to be committed to eating super high quality food when you're inside your eating window. That'll be important also. Okay, you guys all know I'm pro. Any questions out there about intermittent fasting, or anybody wants to tell me about the experience they're having with their intermittent fasting right now? Go for it. That's what we're here for. You guys know I'm pro ketogenic lifestyle, and I tell you, it's a lot easier to intermittent fast if you're eating a diet that's low in processed refined carbohydrates. You're going to find that your blood sugars are a lot more stable, and you're going to feel a lot less hungry while you're doing your intermittent fast. You guys know the most popular with the weight loss surgery community is the 16-8 window. Fasting 16, eating for 8. But why is it so popular? The reason why is because it helps people to break their bad habit of snacking at night and eating really late into the evening. That's a great reason why intermittent fasting is so popular in the weight loss surgery community, and also because it pushes a lot of drinking fluids, so it prevents dehydration, which is also one of the really important reasons why it's so popular. So guys, intermittent fasting, is everyone still there? What's up? Thumbs up, you guys still there? Let me know you're watching. Manda, you there watching? So who's going to jump in and try a little bit of intermittent fasting? It's going to help you with your weight loss journey. It's going to possibly improve your health. Sandra says lots of fluids outside. Yes, drink as much fluid as possible outside the 8-hour eating window. And I want you to be, and that's why it's really great, because it's really encouraged to drink a lot of fluid when you're in your fasting window, right? So bariatric clients, sometimes when they're eating all day long, right, they tend to have a difficulty with drinking their fluids because their stomach is always full. So when you have this big long stretch of fasting, it makes it so much easier to get your fluids in, and so much easier to remember to drink water. Hey Erin, let's talk about intermittent fasting and the benefits that intermittent fasting has. I'm just going to scratch the surface about the benefits. It may increase metabolism, burn fat while preserving muscle. Wow, that's a big, huge benefit, increasing our metabolism. It can reduce total cholesterol by up to 20%. Amazing. It can decrease inflammation in the body. It can decrease inflammation in the brain. That improves motor coordination. It has the ability to prevent diseases associated with aging, such as diabetes. And it can reduce insulin resistance and lower blood sugar and fasting insulin levels. So win-win all the way, right? So this is just scratching the surface of intermittent fasting and what it's so great for. But bariatric clients, when they ask me about intermittent fasting, they're not asking me because they want to know how to prevent diseases, or they're not asking me because they want to know how to lower inflammation in the body. That's just a super great benefit of intermittent fasting. The reason they ask me about intermittent fasting is because they want to know what's going to help with their weight loss goals. And so there we go, the research out, and it shows that during a fasting regimen of 16-8, 16 hours fasting, 8 hours feeding, on a cellular level, we go from using glucose as our main fuel source, we start using fat. That's wonderful. That tells us right away that our fat stores, or our triglycerides, are getting broken down and they're used for energy. So that's the answer. It will help with your weight loss goals. So a lot of people ask me about intermittent fasting. They ask me, they're nervous that they're going to burn their protein stores or use up all their protein stores. And you don't have to be worried about using your protein stores, because we don't use our protein stores when we're fasting until 3 days into our fast. And so glucose, then fat, and then we start burning our proteins. But it takes 3 days to burn those extra protein stores, to start using them. So you don't have to worry about using those. So lots of talk about fasting we've done now, right? So how do we break? Sandra asks, what about coffee in the AM? Good question. We start at 8 a.m. I'm just serving 1 in the morning. Okay, I can't see the rest of the comments, Sandra, but yes, coffee in the morning, absolutely. What I do is I take my black coffee, I take a little tiny bit of stevia. It doesn't mess with my blood sugars or insulin levels. I prefer stevia. And I put as little, the tiniest splash of full fat cream in my coffee, but it's really tiny. It's not like a white coffee. If you're using cream right now, you can reduce it slowly. And that's all I have in the morning. That's all I have when I do my fast. And of course, a lot of water. Sometimes I'll add a second cup of coffee, but most times I stick with just 1 cup of coffee. If you put too much cream in your coffee, you're going to break your fast. That's just it. Not the end of the world, right? It's not the end of the world of coffee, right? You'll burn it off quickly, right? But the idea is we really want our bodies to dip into those fat stores and to really burn fat while we're doing the fasting window. Anybody else have any questions before I go on? Okay, so when breaking a fast, you guys have heard me say this all the time. You know how much I love my apple cider vinegar, right? So when you add a little bit of apple cider vinegar or a little bit of lemon, if you don't like apple cider vinegar, even better, a little bit of both, apple cider vinegar and lemon, to a little bit of water, and you drink that in the morning on an empty stomach. After when you break your fast on an empty stomach, it's going to increase the hydrochloric acid in your stomach, and it's going to improve digestion. It's a win-win. It gets your body ready for food. And also, most of us are very alkaline, and this moves us to a little bit more acidic. Apple cider vinegar is beautiful. You know, I'm not going to tell you it's going to cure cancer and it's going to make you lose 100 pounds, but it definitely is going to help you improve your digestion. Definitely. I work with a lot of people who have heartburn, and this really helps with their heartburn. It really helps to improve their digestion. So when breaking a fast, hi Valentina, when breaking a fast, great options. Here's a great option. Eggs cooked in butter with spinach and mushrooms. That is a perfect way to break your fast. Sarita, I couldn't do it. It sits for a couple of minutes, then comes right up, and it's not nice. The apple cider vinegar, but once again, it's because you're very, very early post-operative, and the amount of water would have to be this much. Right now, just a little 2 ounces of water with a little splash of apple cider vinegar, or you could do a little squeeze of lemon and see if that helps you. Try that and let me know how that goes. Chicken Caesar salad is another great way to break your fast. A nice, beautiful greens with a little bit of Parmesan cheese if you want to try some, have a little bit of dairy in your diet. Some nice chicken breast or some chicken inside that salad. Another way would be a chicken vegetable soup. You could add some avocado into your soup for some nice healthy added fats. Salmon is a great way to break your fast with a cauliflower puree, or you could do like a cream of broccoli soup with some cheese and some seeds on top of it. That would be a great way to break your fast. Because these types of meals, they allow us to break our fast, and they allow us to remain in ketosis or in fat burning mode after we break our fast. So another big benefit for me for fasting is the awesome idea of not having to think, hey Ashley, about breakfast, lunch, and dinner, right? And snacks. We're constantly talking and thinking about food. Isn't it a nice break just to stop and do this? Let's say we fast from 8 p.m. until noon the next day, right? So 8 p.m. tonight, I'm going to make, or for my last meal, or for dinner tonight, I'm going to make myself a beautiful cauliflower puree. And on top of that, or broccoli soup. And I'm going to put some cheese and some nuts and seeds in there, and I'm going to eat that. And then I'm going to pack that for lunch tomorrow. And then that'll be my last meal of the day. Then I'm going to fast all the way through. And then at lunch tomorrow, I'm going to break my fast with that meal. And then really all I need to think about is a snack or one more or two snacks, and then I can create a beautiful dinner, salmon and broccoli with a side salad, and I pack the extra for the next day when I'm going to break my fast. It's kind of like, it makes eating so much more simple, right? Ricky, Darlene, thanks for joining. We're almost coming to an end here right now. I'm just talking about intermittent fasting, the best way to break your fast, what kind of meals that you should use to break your fast, how intermittent fasting is, so great to boost your metabolism, and there's so many more. If you watch back in the video, you'll see all the beautiful benefits of intermittent fasting. So if you guys have any questions about intermittent fasting, you can reach out to me here, personal message me, put a comment here in the comments, I'll answer you. I feel that we're stronger as a community by discussing these kind of issues and this kind of ideas and these kind of tools. And I also love bringing in nutritional information to you because, guys, nutritional information and education empowers us, all of us. So since it's a quiet video today and I don't see tons of people logged on, I'm going to sign off. But next week is another ketogenic topic because January is ketogenic month. And I'm going to sign off now. If anybody wants any comments, I'm right here. I'll be here for a while also if you want to. Lilia, I'm just about to sign off. But you can watch the video. And it's all about ketogenic. It's all about intermittent fasting. And guys, have a great weekend. It's Friday. Have a great weekend. And I'll see you guys next Friday, 3 p.m. for another ketogenic topic. Bye for now.